and welcome to Create Crochet with me, Rebecca. In today's instalment of the Create Summer Crochet Along, we're going to be making the star flower square. So let's get on and make. So we're going to be starting from the middle of our square and working our way out. So the very first thing that we need to do is make a magic loop, and that's holding the yarn here against two fingers, wrapping it round and catching that yarn there. So you have this X here. You're going to go under, catch that bottom string, come through, give it a twist, holding it here, take the yarn off and just chain one. And that is how you do your magic loop. And if you look at it, you've got this tail end here. We're just going to pull that through just to tidy things up. Into this loop we are going to do 8 single crochet. Now if you pull on this end here, that magic loop is going to go smaller. Don't pull on it too much because you do actually need to work into it. So 8 single crochet into the loop, pull up your yarn for 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and come through both loops for 1 single crochet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. And as you work into the magic loop, it may get bigger. As long as you have a tail end, it's quite safe, and just pull on it to shrink it back down. So you should have, once you've done your 8 single crochet, a flat circle like that. Now what we're going to do is, I'm just going to zoom in slightly, is we're going to slip stitch into that first single crochet that we made, not into the chain but into that first single crochet, and it looks like a bit of a kiss going on here. So we're going to insert our hook through both of that, yarn over, come through 1 and come through 2. That secures it and gets us to the first stitch that we need to do our point from. So from here we're going to do a chain, which is just yarn over and come through. Now what I will say at this point is be careful of the tension on your chain. Don't pull it really hard because we are actually going to work back down into our chain. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. If anything, loosen the chain up a little bit, just so you can make sure that you can get your hook back into the chains. So we're going to go into the 3rd chain from the hook. So that's 1, that's 2 and that's 3. And we're going to insert our hook into our chain, which is literally just going into this chain here, pull up a loop, yarn over and come through. Into the next stitch we're going to do a half double crochet. That's yarn over, into the chain and pull up a loop. So you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and come through all 3 like that. So as we work down on our chain, the stitches are going to get bigger. So this one is going to be a half double crochet as well. So that will be a single crochet, a half double crochet, another half double crochet like so, and then this chain here, which is very close to our work, we're going to do a double crochet. So it starts off like a half double crochet, which is yarn over into that chain. Now you may have to give it a bit of a wiggle because it is so close to that original circle, yarn over for the 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and this time take off 1, 2, yarn over and take off the last two, excuse me. So there you have your first point of that flower, and we're going to be making 8 of these in total. So to finish this off and to anchor it down, you're going to go to the next single crochet, hook in, and we're going to do that slip stitch again, and that anchors the point down, and we're going to do exactly the same in here. So let's do another one together. So that's a loose chain of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and into the third chain from the hook. So that's 1, 2, 3. We're going to do a single crochet, and then we're going to do 2 half double crochets. So that's 1, and into the next one for the second one, and then into the last chain here for our double crochet. So in there, yarn over, take off 2, yarn over, take off 2, and slip stitch into the next single crochet that you come to. And then you start the next point. So that's what it begins to look like. So you go ahead and make 8 in total. We've already done 2. So, and I'll see you when we are finished. So what you end up with after you've done all 8 petals is something that looks a little bit, well, weird, quite frankly. So to finish the round, slip stitch to the base of this petal here, and with the tail end leave enough to be confident to weave in that tail end. If your magic loop has got a little bit big, just tighten it off by pulling on that end, and it closes that gap up there. So now we need to join our next colour. If you are doing the same colour, you will want to follow the video as per I'm doing it right now. And if you are doing it in the same colour, I will let you know when you just carry on. And when we did each of our petals, we did a chain, and then we went into the third chain that we came to, which gives us a lovely little gap here at the top of our petal. Into here we're going to do a standing double crochet. Okay, some people join with a chain 3, but I think it just looks far neater if you do a standing double crochet. So you're going to make an ordinary no frills slip knot, however you wish to do it, like so. So yarn over, and I tend to put my finger over both the loop on my hook and the yarn over, otherwise the yarn over tends to go a bit squiffy and a bit weird and sometimes disappears. So nice and secure there. Into that chain space, pull up a loop, yarn over, take off 2, yarn over and take off 2, and that is how you do a standing double crochet. So chain 2, 1, 2, and do another double crochet in exactly the same place. So that's yarn over for 3, take off 2, take off 2, and that stretches our petal out and secures it. So we're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this petal here is our corner, this petal isn't, because obviously to make a square we only want 4 corners. So into this one we are only going to slip stitch into that chain space, and that chain space is what we're going to be working in every single one of our petals. So hook in, yarn over and just come through and chain 4, and the chain 4 gets us to our next petal. So you have a corner which is 1 double crochet, chain 2, 1 double crochet, chain 4, slip stitch. So in this one we need to mirror what we've done here. Again, we're going to do a standing double crochet. Just yarn over, securing it with my finger into that chain space to pull up a loop. Yarn over, take off 2, yarn over, take off 2, chain 2. Back into the same place for a double crochet. Okay, so chain 4 to get to our next petal, and because our next petal is not a corner, we're just going to go ahead and simply slip stitch. Chain 4 to get to our next one, and again we're going to do that standing double crochet. If you're struggling to see where the chain space is, don't be afraid to just open it up and poke your finger in. You can't do any damage, the yarn is already set. Okay, so in there, yarn over, securing the yarn over with my finger, hook into that chain space and pull up a loop. And when I pull up a loop, you'll notice that I tend to bring my hook up to the top of that petal. That ensures that the stitch goes to the top and doesn't sit down here and the top of the petal go to the back of my work. So bringing the hook up here, yarn over, take off 2, yarn over, take off 2, chain 2, and then back into the same place for a double crochet. So let's see what that looks like. So you can see already that it wants to form that square. Like so, that's my pattern there, just move it out of the way. So it already wants to form that square. So you go ahead and carry on, and I'll meet you round back here. Don't fasten off your yarn, it's important. See you in a minute. So once you've gone all the way around, your last thing should be a slip stitch, chain 4. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of that first standing double crochet that we did here to complete that round. And there we have it. If it doesn't lay flat at this stage, it's okay, don't worry. So we need to get into this chain 2 gap here. So all we're going to do, let me come in a bit, all we're going to do is come into here and slip stitch. Ooh, she says slip stitch, and then in here and slip stitch. So from here we are going to chain 3 because we're working with the same colour, and that chain 3 gives us the height of a double crochet. So chain 3, 2 more double crochet into here, so that's 1 and 2. So in theory, although it is a chain 3, it classes as a double crochet. So we've got 3 double crochet, then we're going to chain 2 and back into the same place for our 3 double crochet, which gives us the corner. So we're working corner into previous round's corner. So that's 1, 2 and 3. So it gives us a nice point going on here. Into the chain 4 we're going to do 4 double crochet. We're going to skip our slip stitch and then do 4 double crochet, and then into each of the corners it's 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So 1, and I'm not going into the chain, I'm literally going into this massive space here. 2, 3 and 4. Skipping this bad boy here and then doing 4 more double crochet into here. 1, 2, 3 and 4, which takes us to our corner. So again, I'm going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2 and 3, and with each round this will secure the middle bit. So that is what you should end up with all the way around. So go all the way around and I will join you back here, and then we're going to fasten off this colour and use our next colour. So at the just at the end of round 4, we're going to slip stitch into the 3rd chain, effectively the top of our first double crochet that we made. So hook in, yarn over, come through the work, come through the loop again, chain 1 just to secure the slip stitch, and when you snip off the ends, just make sure that you have enough there that you can weave in at the end and just pull through. So that is the end of round 4. The reason why I'm saying that is there are 7 rounds in total, and from here on in, each round you're going to change colour. So I'm going to show you how to do round 5, and after that it's exactly the same after each round. So new colour, making a normal slip knot, come through. When you start with a new colour, start with a standing double crochet. It just makes everything so much neater. Into each of the previous rounds double crochet, you're going to do a double crochet. I would suggest starting in a corner. Okay, so yarn over, just secure that yarn over with your finger and into this 2 chain space. Hook in, come through, yarn over, take off 2, yarn over, take off 2 for your first double crochet. As with the previous round, you're going to do 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2 and 3. Now that chain 2 space works really hard, and the pink yarn naturally wants to come further over than what the chain 2 space allows. The reason why I'm saying this is when you come to do your first non-corner double crochet, be careful that you do actually go into the first stitch that you come to and not this one. It may mean you have to wiggle your yarn round a little bit to do the first stitch of doing 1 double crochet into each of the previous rounds double crochet. If you miss that first one, you're not going to have the stitch count that you need at the end. So just going all the way along, and then when you hit the corner, 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So this is round 5. 6 I'm going to do in blue, and 7 I don't know what colour I'm going to do it in yet. We'll have to wait and see. Each time you're going to slip stitch to the top of the standing double crochet. My advice, you can start wherever you want, but my advice would be to start in the corner with a standing double crochet. Okay, so you crack on and make that, and I'll see you in a second, my lovelies. So round 7, the last round, is a little bit different to the other rounds that you've done for your solid square. Instead of doing your 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the corner, you're going to do a standing double crochet as normal, into here, your chain 2 space, and you're going to do 4 more double crochet. So that's 1, 2, 3 and 4, which gives you 5 double crochet in total. So in round 7 into the corner you're going to do 5 double crochet and then carry along the edge as normal, so that's just 1 double crochet in each of the previous round all the way along. So you go ahead and do that and I will join you back here. And that's what you should end up with. So you've got your flower, your star flower in the middle, and then you've got this beautiful border on the outside. Again, if you're using just one colour, it's still going to look as amazing. So thank you very much for watching this instalment of the Create Summer Crochet Along, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, bye.